Hey everyone, my name is Riley and this video is a complete step-by-step tutorial on how you can build an e-commerce website using Woocommerce. If you are not already familiar, Woocommerce is a plugin for WordPress, and the Woocommerce plugin allows you to turn your standard WordPress website into a fully functional e-commerce store. In this video, I'm going to walk you through step by step and show you exactly how we can do this, including how to get hosting for your website and put it live, the best WooCommerce themes and plugins for your store, how you can customize your store and turn it into anything you like, and then all of the backend settings that you need to know to fully set up your e-commerce website. So even if you have never built a website before and this is your first time building an e-commerce store, all you have to do is follow along with the steps in this video and you will walk away with a beautiful and professional e-commerce website. Okay, so the very first thing that we need to do in order to start creating our website is get hosting. Hosting is essentially the server on which your website lives, and without hosting, you can't really build your website and you definitely cannot put it live. Now, I have tried out so many different hosting providers over the years. However, by far the best one that I have found is Hostinger. This is Hostinger, and if you use the link in the description of this video when signing up for Hostinger, you can get the best possible discount, which right now is up to 75% off all of your hosting plans. So make sure you click on that link to get the discount. And then all we have to do is click on claim deal right here. And as you can see, we have three different options for the hosting plan that we can choose. We have the premium, the business, and cloud startup. And the one that I always go for when I buy hosting for me and my clients, and the one that I recommend to everybody, is going to be this business plan right here. The reason for this is this increased performance up to 5x. And I would say even for a regular website, this is definitely worth getting, but especially when we are building an e-commerce website and we are installing the WooCommerce plugin, we are adding lots of different images and videos. You will be driving a lot of traffic to this. We definitely need this increased performance. With the standard performance, it's okay at first, but especially when we start adding plugins, which is what we are going to do, when we add different images and videos, it can kind of slow down and not be the best. With business, I have installed the most crazy, ludicrous plugins you can imagine, and it has handled them all absolutely fine. That's why I don't recommend the cloud startup either. I think the 10x performance is a little bit overkill. And with this business, we also get this faster storage. So you see NVMe compared to SSD. This is essentially faster, and we get 200 gigabytes. This cloud startup is essentially the exact same. So the one that I recommend and the one that I will be going for is this business plan. Now, once we add this to the cart, we can then go ahead and choose a period. So how long we want to buy this hosting for. And essentially, if you remember this big discount that we get for using that link, this is only going to be valid for the first purchase that we make on Hostinger. So if we go for the 12-month plan, we are only going to get this $4.99 price for the first 12 months. And then it's going to go up to $12.99 per month. Whereas if we go for this 4-year plan, this is $3.99 for 4 entire years of your hosting. And then even when it renews, it is going to renew at a cheaper price. So you can go with any of these. It just depends on what your plans are and how long you plan to have your e-commerce store for. However, the only one I wouldn't recommend is this monthly plan right here. It's just way too expensive. You also have to pay a setup fee and you don't get a free domain with this. So we want to choose one of these. I'm going to go for 48 months. Then we can go down and enter in your email, create a password, and create your Hostinger account. From here, we then just need to go down, select a payment method from any of these options, enter in your payment information, and then you can go through and purchase your hosting. Once you have purchased your hosting, it's then going to redirect us over to the control panel right here. And then it's going to ask us a few different questions, like who are you creating the website for? Of course, I'm going to say I'm creating this for myself. Who is creating the website? So I'm building it myself. And then which type of website do you want to build? Now, once again, these questions don't really matter, so we want to click on Online Store. This next screen is then going to ask us if we want to create or migrate a website. Now, creating a website is, of course, creating a brand new website, and migrating a website is if you already have a website with a different hosting provider and you want to move it over to Hostinger. So, of course, on here, we can simply click on Create New Website, and then it's going to ask if we want to build the website with WordPress or the Hostinger AI Builder. Of course, we want to build this on WordPress, so we can select this. And now we can create and install our WordPress account. So the administrator email right here is by default going to be the same email that you signed up to Hostinger with. So we can just leave that. And then we want to create a password for our WordPress account. Once that is filled in, we can click on continue. And then it's going to ask if we want any of these plugins. Now we do not need any of these, so just click on skip. I will manage plugins later. And then for the template, we are going to install a much better template than any of these. So let's click on skip. I don't need a template. Then it's going to ask us if we want some AI text creation. Don't mess around with this. It can sometimes mess up the website. So click on skip. I will write content later. And on this next screen, this is where we can claim a free domain that comes with our Hostinger plan. So just click on select next to claim a free domain. And then before we enter in the domain, make sure to click on this drop down menu and set this to .com. This is by far the most professional and the only one you want to go for. And then we can enter in the domain that we want to have with this website. Then we just need to finish up here and enter in a few personal details to finish this up. From here, we can then click on Finish Setup. And just like that, we now have everything set up. So from here, we can click into the Hostinger admin panel, this option on the right-hand side. And this is going to take us through to the Hostinger dashboard. So from here, all we need to do to access WordPress is click on the admin panel up here. And just like that, we are now taken through to WordPress. So once we are inside of WordPress just like this, the default page that we are taken over to is kind of like this Hostinger plugin that is automatically going to come because we have our hosting with Hostinger. But from here, we just want to go down to dashboard. And then a little tip that I always like to mention in my videos, and trust me, you want to do this, it makes your life so much easier, is we just want to go up to the right hand side. And then from this drop down menu right here, go to the bookmarks and lists and bookmark this tab. We can then click on done. And essentially what this is going to allow us to do is get back to the WordPress dashboard with one simple click. Otherwise, you would have to go into Hostinger, log into your account, go through this dashboard, and then get to the admin panel. But with this, we can simply open up a new tab, click on this bookmark, and just like that, we are taken straight into the WordPress dashboard. So we now have our hosting, we now have our WordPress account. The next thing that we need to do is install our theme and get access to Woocommerce. So what we are going to do is go over to Appearance on this left-hand side and click into Themes. The reason that we do this is because the theme that we are about to install is automatically going to come with Woocommerce. Now, if you already know which theme you are going to use and you already have a theme that you are going to create your store with, then instead of following this method, instead go to plugins, then add new plugin, and go up here and type in Woocommerce. And then you can simply install it from this section right here. This doesn't change the tutorial at all. You can still follow along, but this is just another way that you can install Woocommerce. So you just go here, click on install now, and that is how you can install Woocommerce if you already have a theme that you will be using. However, for 90% of people watching this video, just go to Appearance right here and then into Themes. Then from here, we want to click into Add New Theme. And then over here on the right hand side, we want to search for Royal Elementor. Just this, Royal Elementor. It's called Royal Elementor Kit, this one right here. So once this theme shows up, click onto install, and this is going to install this theme. Now, this theme is going to make it so much easier because it basically already has a pre-built e-commerce store, and all we have to do is go in and make some changes. So once that theme is installed, click on activate, and that is going to take us back over to the themes area. So right now, we should have Royal Elementor Kit as the active theme. So all we need to do is go up click on Get Started with Templates Kit. And this is going to take us over to the template library where we can choose the template that we want to use. So this may take a few seconds just as it is right here. And then from this screen, we want to click on Allow and Continue. And you can see these are all of the themes that we have to choose from. Some of these are premium, meaning you have to pay for these. I don't recommend using any of the paid themes. So all we have to do is go up to this top search bar and search for ecom. Then all of these different e-commerce themes are going to pop up. We have like the Woocommerce shop, we have Woo Shop V2, Furniture Shop, Pet Shop, and from here, we want to choose which template fits the website the best. So if you are creating a pet shop, then you want to go for the pet shop theme. If you are creating a furniture shop, you want to go for the furniture shop theme. However, if you don't really see a template right here that fits your store, then the best basic template that is the easiest to customize into absolutely any type of store is going to be this Woo Shop V1. So once you have found your template, just click into the template right here. And this is going to show you all of the different pages that are going to come with this website. So we have a home page, a shop page where people can see all of the products that we have, the single product page, the about us page, and then a contact us page. So all we are going to do is click on import template right here. Now we can add different pages to this shop if we want to later on. These are just the default pages, and I will show you how we can add extra pages later. But for now, just click on import template and then OK. And it's now going to go through and start installing and activating the different plugins that are going to come with this theme. One of them is going to be Woocommerce. Once that import is finished, it should say import was successful. So all we are going to do is click on this X icon in the top right corner. And if we now look on the left-hand side, we should have this Woocommerce plugin. So this is awesome, and we will get into kind of like the nitty-gritty details of Woocommerce, how we can set all of this up. But before we go into Woocommerce, I want to touch on how we can actually edit the website or the template that we have just installed. So to do this, just go up to kind of like this home icon in the top left corner and click on this. And this is going to take us over to the current website that we have. So this right here is the current website that you have installed. This is what your website looks like right now. However, we really need to go in and edit this to turn this into your specific e-commerce store. So the way that we do this is by going to this bar at the top and clicking into Edit with Elementor. We can click into this right here and then just exit out of this tutorial. And right here, we can now start making changes to this website. So as an example, this top banner right here, to edit this, all we are going to do is click into the banner. And then over here on the left-hand side, this is where we can actually start making changes. So right now we are in the slides area, and we can see that this top banner is made up of 2 slides. They are shown right here. So if we click into this top one, we can see this is exactly what this slide is right here. So if we want to change the image, we simply go to the image, click on choose image, and then we want to go to upload files. And this is where you can upload the images that you want to use on your website. So all we have to do is click on select files, and then we can upload the file that we want to add to this top banner. The ecom store that I will be showing you in this video is going to be around dog treats. So I'm going to grab this image right here and drop this in. This is then going to load in to the media library. And then once this fully loads in, it might take a few seconds. We can then go down to this select button. And as you can see, that top banner, the image is now going to change. So we now have the image, and then we can also do a few other things. So we can adjust the size. We can choose between all of these options. We can choose the background overlay. So as you can see, having that on makes the text easier to read. And then we can also choose the color. But to be honest, I wouldn't really recommend playing around with these. It's something that you can do. However, the thing that we do need to change is up here. We want to flick this from background to content. Then we can add things like the title right here. So right now this says Endless Summer. Then the subtitle, which is this bigger text, says Bring on the Summer Hit. Then we have the description, which is this section down here. And we also have a button. So let's go through and change this. Let's go into the subtitle, this big text right here. And I'm going to change this to say the best dog treats in the UK, just like that. Then we can have the title right here. So I'm going to change the title to the name of my brand, just like that. Then we can go down and also change the description. So let's delete this, and then we can type something in here. So we can add this in right there. And then we also have this button at the bottom. So what we can do is change this to say whatever we want. I'm just going to change this to say shop now. And then as you can see, that is going to change. And then we also have a link. So essentially this link means when people click on this button, where are they going to be taken? So we can either take people over to the shop page right here. Let me just save and show you how we would do this. So we go preview changes. Go to the page that we want to take people to, and then all we have to do is copy this link at the top, copy this right here, then go back over to the home page, edit with Elementor, and then we once again click on this top section, click on the first slide, then we want to go down to content and simply paste this link in right here. So now if I click on update and view this and click on this button, we are now taken over to the shop area, or whichever other area of your website that you want to direct people to. Now, if I go back into the Elementor editor, we can essentially do the same thing with the second slide. So we can either click into the second slide and edit this in the same way, or we can simply delete this and just have this banner at the top. So that is the first section. Then we can go down and start editing these. So these are basically just a collection of logos. So all we would do is click on each of these. We can then choose the image, and once again, we would just upload this from the computer. If you want to remove this section entirely, then we can just hover over this, click on this X button, and that section is now going to be deleted. When you delete sections, sometimes you will be left with a big block of white. And the way that we get rid of this, all we would do is click on this top section on the right-hand side. And as you can see, this top section is now highlighted. Go to Advanced, and then open up Advanced, and it doesn't look like this one has any, so it must be the second section. So then we can go to the second section, Advanced, Advanced, and look right here, it has top padding. So if we just take this away, this is then going to minimize down. If we take this all the way to 0, you can see that white bit is going to be deleted. Then we can go down, and any text that we want to change, we can simply click on this and change this to say what we want this to say. So let's say best sellers, just like that. And then we can go down here, and if we click in, essentially these are automatically linked to Woocommerce. So we can't just go in here and start making changes. We need to change this on the back end, which I will show you how to do. So let's just leave this for now. Then we can go down, and these right here we can change. So we just go into the image and we can change the image. We can go down to content and start typing the content in right here. So right now this says endless summer, but let's just change this to dog treats. And then we can go to the second one. Once again, change the image, go down to content, and then change this right here to maybe say like dog food. And then we have another bit of text, so we can type in whatever or just delete this. And that's how we can change this section. And then we have another section, which is similar to this, where it's showing off some of the products. So once again, we need to change this in Woocommerce. I will show you this later, but the text at the top we can change. Then we can go down, change this once again using this left-hand side, change all of these. So we can just go in and start typing in what we want to in each of these sections. We can even change the icon that shows right here by choosing the image. Do the same for all of these. And then down here, we have an email sign up. So we can click into this, go to general, and then make changes on this left-hand side. So that is how we can change the home screen right here. Now the About Us and Contact Us page are going to be the exact same. So we can click into these and then go edit with Elementor. And just like this, we can click in, we can change the text, we can change the text here, we can change these images on this left-hand side, we can even edit these bars on the left-hand side using all of these values. And the only thing that we won't be able to change right here in the Elementor editor is this shop area. because all of this is going to be dictated. It's going to show all of the products that we actually add inside of WooCommerce. So now that we have a basic understanding of how we can make changes to the website using Elementor, let's jump into WooCommerce and I will show you how we can actually use WooCommerce to add products and start making money with this website. So to actually get into WooCommerce, let's first of all close all of these tabs down and just leave this one open. And then we can open a new tab and go back to the WordPress dashboard. Then from here, we want to go over to products on this left-hand side. It's pretty weird the way that WooCommerce is laid out. You would expect it to be down here, but just click into product right here. And then you can see these are all of the different products that we have by default on our store. Now, we do not want to use any of these. These are all just here by default. So go up to this button at the top to make sure all of these are checked. And then in this bulk actions box, we want to set this to move to trash and apply. And all of these are now going to be deleted. Now, look what happened. If I go back over to my store right here and hit refresh, all of these are going to be taken away. The same thing on the home screen right here. If you remember, we had a best sellers section and also this sell products. These are all going to be taken away and they will automatically be replaced by the new products that we are about to add. So at this point, we can now go ahead and add in new products. So all we are going to do is click on add new, and then we can create a product name. So I'm just going to call this GeForce Turkey Dog Treats, but you can enter in whatever your product is called. Then we can go down and add in a product description right here. So we have a few different options. You can either just start typing out the product description like this, or we can add in a bulleted list right here. Just start typing out and add in some bullet points. We can also align the text to different areas and how we want this to show up. So enter in a product description right here. Then we can go down and you can see this is where we basically add all of the product data. So the first thing that we have is whether this is a simple product, a group product, an external or affiliate product, or variable product. So a simple product is if you are just selling one item that doesn't have any kind of SKUs or other options. For example, if I was just going to sell this single gingerbread candle, then this would be a simple product. However, a variable product is if I sell candles, but I have different options. So I have like gingerbread and I have vanilla and I have all of these different scents. This is a variable product right here. And if we go to variable product, we can essentially add the attributes right here. So I will call this like scent. And then in here, we can add in the different options. So if I go for gingerbread, and then we need to add one of these to separate the values. So we go gingerbread and vanilla and chocolate, and so on and so forth. That's where you can add all of the different variables in right here. Then we can choose if these variables are visible on the product page or if they are used for variations. Now, some other options, we have grouped product. So this is if you are selling kind of like a bundle. So imagine I was selling a dog treat bag that had dog treats and dog food and dog milk. Then I could set this to a grouped product right here. And then external / affiliate product, we are just going to ignore this for now as we are creating an e-commerce store, not an affiliate marketing website. But let's go back and we can make this simple. We will just go with simple product. So I'm going to delete all of this. Then we can choose the price. So what was this? So turkey dog treats, we will say is $5.99. And then if you do want to put a sale on, I could, for example, say these are on discount at $2.99 from $5.99. And this is going to show the discounted price. But I don't want to add that, so I'm just going to leave this as it is. Then we can choose if this is like a virtual or downloadable product. So if you are selling like an ebook or a virtual product, you can check these. But I'm just going to sell like an actual tangible product. Then we can go down to inventory, enter in an SKU. So this is just how you keep track of stock. I'm going to say this is 1. Stock management, so if you want to keep track of stock, how many you have in, we can enter this right here. So let's say we have 999. We can also choose if we want to allow back orders. And then if we also want to limit purchases to 1 item per order, we can do that right here. Then for shipping, we can set up all of the shipping right here. So we can enter in the weight of the product, the dimensions, all of that good stuff. If we have any upsells or cross sells, we can link that right here. And that's basically everything that we need. We can also add a short product description right here if you want to add that in. And this is usually going to show up if I go over to the shop area. It's usually going to show up like underneath each product. So that's where you can add in a short description. And then the final thing that we need to do when creating a product is simply go over to here and set some product images. So for this top one, we want to set the main product image just like this. And then we can also go to the product gallery and select some other images that we want to add in. So I'm going to add this one, then this one, and this one. And just like that, all of these images have now been added. Then we have product categories. So this is just how you can categorize all of your different items into different sections. So let's just go up and publish this. And now if we go over to categories, this is where we can add and take away all of these different categories. So for now, I'm just going to delete all of these. And then we can add in different categories right here. So we could say like dog treats, and then save this one, and then have another one for dog food. And that's how we can categorize all of our products. However, if I now go over to the shop area and we hit refresh, you can see my item is now going to show up. And we have the first product in here. So all you would have to do to add new products is just add the products in just as we did. And then by default, they are automatically going to show up in the shop area. The next thing that we need to do is set up payments on the store. So the way that we do this is simply by clicking into Woocommerce right here. And then it's going to ask us to set up the store. So what I like to do is just skip the guided setup. And then we can enter in like the country that you are in. And then once you go through here, we can then follow all of these steps. So the next one is to get paid. In here, we can then set up Woo payments. So we can just go through, click on get started. And then it's very simple. I'm not going to take you through this step by step as this already does it for you, but we simply just click on connect. And then you can go through and set up your Woo payments account right here to set up payments and basically allow people to purchase from your store. Another thing that we need to talk about is how you can add new pages if you want to add any new pages to your store. To do this, all we need to do is go back to the WordPress dashboard. And then from here, go to pages on this left-hand side. And then if we click into all pages, we can see all of the pages that we currently have on the store. So we have a checkout page, an about us page, a cart page, a privacy policy, shop, homepage. And to add a new page, we simply go up to add new page. Then in here, we click on edit with Elementor. And we can go through and basically start building out this page. So we can add like a heading from the left-hand side, drag and drop this into the center, and then we can type out whatever we need to. We can add in like different images and different pieces of text, and you can basically build out your page this way. You can actually make this much easier if I delete all of this by where it says drag widget here. We can click on this option, and this is going to take us over to the Royal Elementor library. So we can either go down and choose from one of these pages that we want to add in. So let's just add this page right here. It's basically going to import this entire template as a page, and then we can just go through and edit this. So this is a much easier way to basically create pages, and that is how you can create new pages for your site. And then the final thing that I want to touch on is just how we can edit the header and the footer for the homepage or basically any page of our website. So as you can see, we have like a logo, we have this menu up here, we have the search bar, and then down here we have a footer. But if we go with the standard edit with Elementor, we basically can't edit these. The way that we do edit them is just go to your homepage, hover over edit with Elementor, and then you can see the header and footer right here. So if we click into the header, this is going to take us over to this section where we can now edit this header. So for the logo, we can click in, change the logo on this left-hand side by adding in a new logo. We can then change this menu in the center. The menu is once again slightly different, so we will get to that in a second. But basically we can go over here, we can delete this bar if we want to, we can delete this shopping cart button. And if you want to add in new elements, for example, like a button, we could just simply drag and drop that in. And that is how you can edit the header right there. The menu in the center is slightly different. Essentially, the way that we edit this is by clicking instead of edit with Elementor on customize. And then we just want to go to menus, main menu, and then we can edit all of this. So I don't really like this big drop down menu. So all I have to do is go to shop, click on each of these, and then I can remove them. Just have to do this one by one. It is a little bit annoying to do, but just like that, these are all removed. Then single products I will remove as well. Let's delete this. And then once we are done with this, we can simply click on publish. And then if I hit refresh right here, you can see this is all going to be changed and I no longer have those big drop down menus. So that is the header. And then the final thing that we need to do is just go into the footer. And then in here, we can play around with this as well. Change all of like the time. We can just edit this text, change the location, the phone number. We can add social media icons. So we can like click into Twitter, add the link to Twitter, change the icon and all of that good stuff. So that is my straight to the point and no fluff tutorial on how you can create an e-commerce website with Woocommerce. If you found this video valuable, don't forget to smash that like button and tap that subscribe button. And until next time, take it easy.